Hey everybody, this is Elon from Inside Fighting. I know how much everybody hates celebrity boxing. I'm not going to make a video on celebrity boxing. I'm kind of going to make a video on celebrity boxing. This footage came out of Mike Tyson training, and that's what I'm going to analyze because, man, this guy, for almost being 60, is a beast. So stay tuned. We're going to watch the footage together. We're going to break down peekaboo boxing. This is a really cool look. A lot of people say peekaboo boxing is a young man style. Tyson's almost 60. He is the legend of peekaboo boxing. So let's just see if he's able to maintain it in his later years.
Pow, pow. Inside fighting, yeah. Dangerous martial arts. Pow, pow. Ooh, ah.
As always, if you want to support the channel, I do not have sponsors. I just ask you go to InsideFightingStore.com. There's lots of cool merch on there. There's a tapestry behind me. Can't see it well, but that's from there. It's a Silat tapestry, which is very cool. Here we got a samurai poster. I've got t-shirts. I've got mugs. But most of all, I've got an instructional, which is a fantastic self-defense instructional. I guarantee you, you will love it. You'll at least learn something from it. And it's cheap. It's only $25. It's the first of many to come. So if you want to support the channel, that's the way to do it. InsideFightingStore.com. And if you hate it, I say this every time, I will refund you. That's how much I believe that everyone will like it. All right, let's jump into Mike Tyson. Number one, look, I know nobody wants to watch more videos on the Tyson Paul thing. I do want to acknowledge one thing that Jake Paul did. Celebrity boxing is stupid. It has to end. We just saw what happened to Francis Ngannou. We've been seeing these kind of crossover fights for a long time now. I'm hoping combat sports go back to being combat sports and everyone just kind of stays in their lane. This did revive boxing a little bit, so I can't complain about that. But there is a really, really funny little thing that comes up that Jake Paul did. First of all, let's just look at Jake Paul hitting the bag, just so we have a reference point for Tyson later on when I show the footage. All right, well, that's a little bit messy.
Responding to the backlash surrounding his bout with Tyson. He said, "You're mad at me for fighting Mike Tyson?" As you can see, Paul questioned why people would be upset with him for taking on Mike Tyson in the ring. He illustrated his point by posing a hypothetical scenario.
Oh, you're mad at me for fighting Mike Tyson? Imagine this.
Jake, we got the biggest deal ever. You versus Mike Tyson. Live on Netflix. You're going to entertain millions of people and make an unbelievable amount of money. What do you think?
Exactly.
I mean, that pretty much sums it up. Like, if the truth is, both him and Tyson are making a tremendous amount of money. That's not what this video is about. This video is about Tyson and how he looks when he spars and when he moves. So here we go. I believe this video pulls up a little bit more. Tyson here hitting the bag.
Nice one, Mike. Nice one, Mike.
Any pads.
Nice one, Mike.
Moreover,
That's crazy. Okay, now I have a whole little segment here I'm going to show you guys. But even just in that short clip, for a guy who's almost 60, you know, a lot of what you lose as you get older is that explosive power. It's interesting to see a guy like Tyson has still held on to it. But what's more impressive is just his overall physique, movement, explosiveness, just the whole package that still exists there. For a guy who was in his prime when he was like 14 to 18, this is one of the youngest primed fighters of all time. He's managed to fall out and then come back into it really beautifully. So let's just pull this up right here. Look at his build.
Day 3, you still want to fuck with me? Day 2, we getting ready for you.
Okay, I'm going to just pause it here just for a little bit so we can analyze some of what Tyson's doing. So what we see that Tyson can still do really well is cover distance. This is what makes peekaboo boxing, like, it's so crazy that we can watch Tyson today in peekaboo boxing. At almost 16, it's still a masterclass of technique and a masterclass of physique. I mean, the guy just encompasses this style so perfectly. Peekaboo boxing is one of those styles that has been very hard for other people to find success with. And it's because it's such a specific style. Tyson's this stockier, explosive, inside fighter who can cut angles and close distance incredibly fast and generate tons of power in the pocket. I've talked about this before. I find peekaboo boxing as a system, just by the very nature of how they hold their hands, how they move, to be one of the best street effective styles, period, of all systems of martial art. You take peekaboo boxing, give a guy a little bit of wrestling. That's a great, great combo for actual self-defense survival outside on the street. In fact, a lot of this elbow stuff that I learned in Muay Thai and Filipino martial arts and all these positions I use, I actually like to take elements of peekaboo boxing, like the head movement, the footwork, and incorporate it in, because that explosiveness and that constant head movement with your elbows up makes you very, very hard to hit and very, very hard to hurt. And it also creates tons of openings in the other person. Let's just go back to watching more of Tyson hit the pads here. So he hit the pad off. Not that big a deal, but they make it a big deal because Mark James likes it. Look how Howard.
The fun just begun.
Also, look at his build. That's a crazy build. Look at the size of his arms. He's almost more stacked than he was in his prime. So what I want to say about Tyson, my concerns. Number one, it's really cool to see, Jesus Christ, he's jacked. He's a monster. It's really cool to see Tyson like this. But what we don't know about Tyson, he's doing a lot of explosive training. What we know as you age is that your cardio, not your anaerobic ability, but your sustained aerobic ability drops tremendously. I don't believe that Tyson will be able to maintain anaerobic bursts throughout 10 rounds of fighting. I just don't buy it at his age, the amount of explosive energy he's generating. Maybe I'm wrong, and that's what I'd love to see. The guy looks like he's training like a beast. So it would be really, really great. But here, one more time. Let's just. But you can see what he hasn't lost is all those qualities that made him great to begin with. Still generating immense power. I don't believe his power's dropped that much. I really don't. He torques his body beautifully. Everything in his body mechanics looks amazing. Does it look like when he was 20? Not exactly, but it's not that far off. I'm not even really going to get into if he can beat Jake Paul. Actually, I am going to get into if he can beat Jake Paul. I just want to say this. Number one, this entire fight is stupid. No 60-year-old man should fight a 30-year-old man. There should never be a 30-year difference between people fighting. Number two, we should not have a guy who's a legend in the sport like him even have the opportunity to go into a ring with a guy like Jake Paul. I just don't see the point other than to make them very, very rich. So if this is what Tyson wants, he wants to come out on top. He wants to make another $20 million. I don't know what he's getting paid. No idea. But whatever it is, it was obviously enough to incentivize him to fight Jake Paul. I'm just going to give my prediction. Why not? Let's do it. I think that this is going to be an incredibly boring fight. That's my prediction. I might be completely wrong, but I think this is going to be a match where they carry each other for 10 rounds. And I don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but if there's a knockout on either side, if Mike Tyson gets knocked out, that'll break my heart. I don't know how I'll ever recover from that, actually. That would really, really bother me. And it is possible if this turns into a real fight. Jake Paul is 30. He's stacked. He's conditioned. As the rounds go on, he still has a hard right hand. He could still hurt anyone with it. He's proven that much. And he could catch Tyson. Your chin's not the same at 60 as it is at 30 or as 20. And Tyson, I'm sorry, watching these movements, Tyson could very well knock out Jake Paul. I just don't imagine that that's how the fight's going to go. It sounds like missiles hitting the pads when he connects still. It's pretty amazing. Oh, man. Sorry, one of those lands on anyone. One more time. Look at this right here. You want a good drill for self-defense right there. It's a really simple drill. Stay tight. You should be, in my opinion, bare knuckle doing a high elbow. You can't just keep your hand here like Tyson does, but for boxing, that's fine. But the mechanics of that drill are you feel the connection, you feel it, and you explode off of what connected. In other words, boom, boom. Or if you want to make the drill a little different, you explode off on the other side. You just counter. Let's actually see which side he did it on. The drill works both ways. Yeah, he's going cross arm. Wow, there's a motorcycle in the back. He's going boom, boom, which works high elbow better. You feel it. It torques you in that direction. Explode back. Follow through with the cross. I mean, look, again, this is just a highlight of Tyson's insane beast mode power at the age of 60. It's more just to celebrate Tyson, whatever happens in this fight. Let me know. I want everyone to let me know if you're going to be watching the fight. That's my most interesting question for everyone. I know this channel is typically about traditional martial arts, but again, I've talked about Tyson before. He's one of my favorite fighters of all times. Man, I'm sorry. My allergies break. Oh, one of my favorite fighters of all time, and I would love to know what you guys think about what's coming up. Thanks for watching.